You ever notice how some people walk into a room and it's like the air shifts a little? They don't talk much. They don't try to be liked, but somehow everyone respects them. And then there's you, doing everything right. You're kind, polite, easy to talk to, but for some reason, you're the one people interrupt, the one they forget to introduce, the one who blends into the background. You start wondering, what do they have that I don't? Here's the truth. It's not looks, status, or confidence. It's signal. Respect isn't something you ask for. It's something people feel from you, in your tone, your stillness, your energy, and when that signal's off, no amount of effort can fake it. So this isn't about acting confident. It's about removing the quiet habits that tell people not to take you seriously. Because once you fix that, people just respond differently. They listen longer, they treat you differently, and they don't even know why. Stay till the end, because the final shift is the one thing almost no one realizes about respect, the one that changes how every room reacts to you without you saying a word. Let's start there, where real respect begins, with you. Chapter 1. Self-anchor. Ever say something in a group and instantly start explaining it, just to make sure no one thought it was dumb, or laugh a little too quickly after your own joke? That's where most people lose respect. Not because others dislike them, but because they can feel you checking for permission to exist. And respect and permission can't coexist. You can't lead a moment while silently asking, "Is this okay?" We do it all the time. Adjust our tone, shrink posture, over-explain, over-smile, sending one quiet message, "Please like me first." People don't respect effort. They respect certainty. Humans sense when someone's anchored, calm, centered, sure. They don't push or chase. They just are. That stillness is magnetic. It makes people relax. Silence feels confident instead of awkward. Words land heavier, even when soft. Anchoring isn't arrogance, it's ownership. Knowing your value before the world decides it. So start small. When you catch yourself over-explaining, stop. When you rush to fill silence, don't. When you feel that itch to fix discomfort, let it breathe. That flash of awkwardness? It's just your nervous system adjusting. Stay still. That's what real presence feels like. While others perform, you're grounded. And that's the first signal of respect. Not dominance, but quiet certainty. The next signal? It's how the world reads that certainty. Through tone, rhythm, silence. Because people don't just hear what you say, they feel how you sound. Chapter 2. Signal control. The truth is people are reading you all the time, even when you're not speaking. Before your words land, your energy has already spoken. The human brain has something called thin slicing. In the first few seconds of meeting you, it decides how much respect you deserve, based on tone, eye contact, and rhythm. Not what you say, how you say it. That's why you can say something smart. But if your voice trembles or your shoulders slump, people subconsciously file you under background noise. And it's not because they're cruel. It's because the brain reads composure as credibility. You don't need to dominate a room. You need to stabilize it. Next time you talk, watch your pace. When you pause, don't flinch. When someone interrupts, don't fight to get your sentence back. Just look at them. Calm, steady, like someone who's used to being heard. That split second of composure rewires the interaction. You go from trying to be taken seriously to someone who simply is. Signal control isn't about performance. It's about clarity. When your tone, eyes, and presence all say the same thing, people stop doubting you. Because confidence doesn't need volume. It just needs alignment. And once your signals line up, you don't demand respect. You broadcast it. Now, let's talk about the next signal. Not the one you send, but the one you protect. Chapter 3. Boundary energy. You know that person everyone seems to walk over? Maybe that's you. Not because you're weak, but because you confuse being liked with being available. You answer every message instantly. You rearrange plans for people who wouldn't do the same. You say, "It's fine," when it's definitely not fine. And after a while, people stop respecting your time because you've trained them not to. Boundaries aren't attitude. They're communication. They say, "I value myself enough to protect my peace." The mistake most people make is thinking boundaries push people away. They don't. They filter out the ones who never cared anyway. Look at anyone you quietly respect. They're not everywhere. They don't reply to everything. They're not afraid to say, "I can't right now." And somehow, that makes their presence heavier. You don't have to be rude. You just have to stop apologizing for existing. Take a pause before you say yes. Wait before replying. Speak less, mean more. People start noticing, not because you changed who you are, but because you stopped giving away your energy for free. And when your energy costs something, respect becomes the natural currency. You've learned how to protect your energy. Now it's time to feed it. Because respect doesn't come from walls. It comes from momentum. Let's build it. Chapter 4. Emotional contagion. People don't remember what you said. They remember how they felt standing next to you. Every room already has a mood. Some people bring tension, some bring noise, and a few, the rare ones, make everyone's shoulders drop just by showing up. That's emotional contagion, the quiet physics of human energy. Your nervous system is contagious. When you're anxious, people tighten. When you're calm, they sink to that calm. It's biology. Mirror neurons, heart rate coherence, micro-expressions. We feel each other's state before a single word lands. That's why respect isn't earned through dominance. It's earned through emotional leadership. You don't need to outtalk anyone. You just need to regulate yourself so completely that the room adjusts to you. Try it. Before a meeting, a date, a crowd, pause. Exhale slower than you inhale. Drop your shoulders. Think, I'm safe here. Then watch what happens. Conversations soften. People make eye contact longer. They feel steadier without knowing why. That's not mysticism, that's resonance. You've stopped chasing attention and started setting the emotional tone. That's the next level of respect. Not being admired, but being trusted. Because the person who can calm a room is the person everyone looks to when things get loud. Chapter 5. Value aura. You can't fake movement. You either have it or you don't. You meet someone and instantly sense it. They're not showing off, they're becoming. No big talk, no proof posts, just quiet direction. That's the real aura of value. It's not about money or followers, it's about self-investment. When your hours are full of learning, lifting, writing, building, you start to carry a different frequency. The kind that says, I'm not trying to be someone, I'm already in motion. That's why the most respected people rarely explain what they're doing. Their results do the talking. You don't need to broadcast growth, you need to embody it. Because people can feel neglect just as clearly as they can feel discipline. If you've been drifting, they sense it. If you're dialed in, they sense that too. The world mirrors your internal rhythm. So build quietly. Study, move. Make. Think. Let consistency be your marketing. Don't look valuable. Be valuable. Because when you walk into a room with momentum behind you, respect doesn't have to be requested. It arrives with you. Now for the final shift. The one that turns that quiet respect into total freedom. The power to walk away and lose nothing. Chapter 6. Exit power. Here's the final truth about respect. It's not about control. It's about choice. You ever notice how the most confident people don't cling? They don't argue to convince. They don't beg to stay. They can just walk. That's exit power. The quiet understanding that your peace costs too much to bargain with. You don't need to threaten it or announce it. It's in your tone, your posture, your eyes. The world feels it when you've stopped negotiating. Most people lose respect not because they're weak, but because they keep trying to prove worth in places that stopped deserving it. Exit power is the cure for that. It's the ability to let silence finish a conversation, to let space say what words can't, to leave when staying would make you small. And here's the paradox. The moment you stop fearing loss, you stop losing, because you finally understand. You were the value the whole time. You can love people deeply and still choose peace. You can care and still walk. You can stay calm and still mean enough. That's the final stage of respect. Not dominance, not perfection, just quiet self-possession. The kind that doesn't need to win. It just refuses to lose itself. The final lesson. Respect isn't something you chase. It's what forms in the space you stop filling. So anchor yourself. Control your signal. Protect your energy. Build your value. Hold your gravity. And when needed, walk. Because in the end, the loudest thing about you should be your silence. And yes, looks do matter. At least for that first glance. Not perfection, not vanity, just alignment. When your outside starts to match the calm you've built inside, people notice before you ever say a word. If you want to understand how people who look calm also feel light, how the Japanese manage both discipline and ease, that's where the next story begins. Because self-respect doesn't stop at how you act. It shows in how you live, how you move, and how you carry the quiet weight of someone who's finally at peace with themselves.